wrapping up a weekend here at the Bountiful Farmhouse. We've been working on 2 separate projects this week. I've been working on the irrigation system here in the garden, putting it into the E and then also onto the new trellis that Eric installed where the peas and stuff are growing. And Eric has been hammering out like crazy our new chicken coop. He's going to tell a little bit about that.
Well, as you saw in the last episode, the holes were dug for the footings, and then I've been working on framing it out ever since, and we've made quite a bit of progress here in that week's worth of time. The whole frame is up as far as the treated lumber is concerned, and then I've also walled in the chicken coop part. So all the exterior finishes are getting pretty close to done. At this point, what's left is putting the roof on and then doing the hardware. What do you call it? The hardware cloth.
Yes.
The hardware cloth.
Yes, that's what it is.
That goes around the coop. That's like a chicken wire, but it's smaller and a little more pleasing to look at. So those are 2 pretty big milestones here for us. The irrigation water turns on tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
If you're not familiar with how things work around here, we have both potable water and then we have irrigation water that comes on for a certain period of time from spring to very early fall, if not late summer. And that turns on tomorrow for the first time. And like Mindy said, not only is all the irrigation hoses set and ready to go, she's worked really hard on that, but our system, our manifold and everything is ready to go through and take that pressure and bring it in.
Which is a good thing because we've used all the rainwater.
Yeah.
I've used that to be watering the garden with these warm days and trying to get the seeds to pop up, which they finally have, but we're out. Drained it this morning.
Yeah, so we need some rain.
Need some rain. Yep.
Come in.
Yeah.
So all that said, we've had a couple other milestones happen this week.
Yeah, we have. We have had a couple of milestones this week. So the purpose when we started, we had stated that Eric had...
Purpose of the garden.
Yes, purpose of the garden, sorry.
Right.
But
No,
we had started and stated that Eric had an incurable cancer. And so with the garden, we wanted to try to eat a little healthier. And one thing that gardening does for me is it gives my brain time to process a lot of things. And so we were talking about, how do we preserve what we've got going on here? How do we kind of continue our legacy, what small legacy this might be, but it is ours. And so how do we continue that? And that set into motion looking at creating a trust and a will for us, living will and things that way, and put that into motion. We will be signing off on that this week.
Tomorrow. Actually.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, with the
yes.
powers that be.
Tomorrow. Yeah. And that, like I say, starts my brain in motion. We both feel actually that it would be a little bit easier to put it together and
to do it now instead of when it's staring us in the face.
Yeah. And I think for anybody really, so single, married, lifetime partner, whatever that might be, it's never too late or too early to go ahead and get that in place for yourself. Why leave that to kids, family? There's so much to look at. And
when you throw around a word trust, it implies that there is an estate and those kinds of things. Well, you're looking at it. But the main idea here is it doesn't matter what you have or what you don't have. It's still a good idea to kind of get all those ducks in a row. Nobody wants to talk about end-of-life decisions, especially at the end of life. So it's not a bad idea to go through and get things squared away. Almost a year into my diagnosis, I went and took care of all my remains arrangements.
End of life.
End of life kind of things that way, and then it just became Mindy thought, and I agree that it's necessary to do this. So when the time comes that there's not a whole lot of business that you have to attend to. It's just a matter of relationships and family and support and those kinds of things. So I think it's
and no questions. I mean, it just leaves things cut and dry. It does secure things, like the trust secures things a little bit for us. It puts things, for me anyway, put my mind at ease, and hopefully your mind at ease as well. But again, just encourage everybody, if you have not done so, start thinking about it and then jump on board and do it.
Has that led to your peace of mind now out here in the garden?
Yeah, actually it has. It's been a huge, I don't want to say burden, but I want to say something just niggling at the back of my brain for a long time. And it does add a little bit of peace of mind to the future, for sure.
So we're both working hard here really to have a legacy homestead.
Yes. Those are the big life
things.
The big life things.
Well, thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
And thanks for feeding me from the garden.
Yeah. I'm going to get you to like beets more than you do now.
We'll work on that. I'm 2 years into remission. I'm past the average prognosis for my cancer. It's mantle cell lymphoma. So we must be doing something right.
Yes.
Right?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right? Just living right.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Bountiful Farmhouse.